specialize in music most people hate. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and our website. Let us share the noise with you.
Yo, this is John from Noise Dosage Media, and this episode is brought to you by Begrudgingly Benny. Interested in putting something horrific and grotesque on your next piece of merch? Benny is tucked away in the fiery depths of COVID quarantine, blasting the filthiest of old school death metal and drawing hideous creatures that he is waiting for you to adopt. Go over to Instagram and follow at BegrudginglyBenny and contact him if you would like some really weird original art for your band or label. Super professional, highly recommended. All right, so funny story about this band. I met Rob at Alfred State College at a party.
Rob was shit-faced.
Yeah. Do you remember that? I mean,
I remember it, kind of.
I don't even think it was Hot Dog Day, man. I think it was just a regular weekend party.
Didn't we get shit-faced on Hot Dog Day?
I mean, I think it was in like the fall, so it definitely wasn't Hot Dog Week, but
my question is, what is Hot Dog Week?
Yes.
Hot Dog Week is Alfred's like final week of classes kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like the big party day at Alfred. But
like they'll have like bands and shit too. Like they had Mayday Parade and shit like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just funny because I remember, I think you were wearing a band t-shirt or something, and
as I usually do.
Yeah, I was like, "What's up, man? Like, you listen to X, Y, and Z?" And you're like, "Yeah, I got a band and stuff." And I think you guys played at NCCC and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Did you like, where were your first shows at?
We just been really playing up in Buffalo. Besides that, we just played like at our local college for a little while.
What college was that?
We all went
Jamestown
to
Community College.
Okay, yeah, because I thought it was NCCC.
Nah.
Okay. Now, what did you take at that college?
Music and digital audio.
Performance instrument and repair.
Music and digital audio.
Now, what do you say? So, me personally, I'm thinking about. I want to learn how to mix.
It's the biggest waste of money you'll ever do.
Thank you, thank you, because I've been debating on going to college.
It's a fucking rabbit hole, and it's awful.
Right. I mean, at NCCC, they have a mixer and shit, and they say, hey, you'll learn how to mix and you'll learn how to do all this shit, but it's like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's definitely, so for us, especially, like, in my case anyways, I guess I should say, like, for our writing process, it really helps because, like, we use a bunch of programs to, like, essentially make demos of our songs for ourselves, whether it's, having, fake drum parts, fake guitar parts, fake bass parts, whatever, real vocals, obviously. But for us, it's really like a good way to get an idea of the sound, like, especially too, once you have all the instruments, I mean, you can write your backing parts, you can write, whatever. And for us as a band, it really helps kind of paint that broad picture anyways. Like,
right.
I wouldn't say that we would ever, me personally, I have no intentions right now of mixing any of our albums, and I doubt anyone else in the band really does. But if we get fucking sparky enough, we'll do it. But like, really for us, it's more so of just kind of making it easier on us because, and you've been in bands too, you can understand that, like, especially with all this lovely shit going on, like,
yeah, lovely is a good term.
Yeah, well, and it's easier to teach a band when they can hear the song, because for us, we started out as a cover band, so we already kind of have that knack for, like, oh, we can listen to a song and kind of get into the groove of it after a while. So, if you have perfectly correct parts or whatever, then we can start adding our usual brand of sloppiness to it first off, but also, we get the overall idea that's trying to be portrayed, which
right.
monumentally helps. If anyone ever wants to make demos that way, I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but at the end of the day, the product you're making will be, light years better. I mean, I can say, at least on my half, as far as like vocals go, I can practice my vocal parts to instrumental parts. These guys can get their individual parts, or like for Lewis here, like I've taken the drums out in some of the songs. Then that
All
way
of them that
he
I
can
ask for.
yeah, so he can, practice to just the guitar parts while he's playing his drums and shit. It's really, really fucking nice.
There's currently an active ban on all of these guys writing MIDI drums because usually it's garbage.
Yes, most
They don't
times.
understand the concept of a ghost note.
225 BPM, go for it.
Yeah, that's close enough. Let's wrote it in 4/4, even though it's a 7/8.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, would you say the bands would have started if you guys didn't meet at college?
No.
No.
Definitely not. It might have started, but it might have been something completely different at this point. Who knows?
Honestly, I would have not even batted an eye at you fools. If my band originally at college didn't abandon me.
Yeah,
completely abandoned me. Gone. Went to Fredonia, and they're going and doing music there. And I haven't seen those guys in forever. I mean, last time I heard, the lead singer became a living meme lord. So I don't know what happened.
A meme lord?
100%.
Oof.
Well, and like, too, for us especially, it's like it was kind of by chance. All our like the stars aligned in just the right way, and like everybody was yeah, that's really what it was. We all just kind of had
at first. Now it's
now
just we have to come to practice.
Yeah, I saw you guys the other day, and that's all I need for this year.
I've only had to yell at these guys a handful of times compared to previous bands. Oh man.
Yeah, well, the bass player is always the issue. Just remember that.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he is.
I will tell you that it's not. I can assure you that it was not in this situation.
I can assure you the bass player knows the songs most of the time.
He knows the songs better than I do most of the time, unless I wrote them.
Unless Lewis wrote them. Even
then,
I write my own bass parts, so.
Yeah, then I'm still bitching about everybody else not learning their parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just comes with the whole fucking thing.
I mean, it's love for each other. We all love the music. We all know that we're going to get to it eventually. We all have lives outside of what we do. I love fixing instruments. I love. I actually am very big in the vape scene, and
we all love playing with our balls and not doing shit.
Yes, welcome to being a human. Welcome to being a human. We live that every day, but we all know that we're all great musicians, and we're eventually going to man up and just take on the guitar profiles that we had, just kind of chilling on our computer for a year.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, what was the most fun cover that you guys did? Because I remember watching Metallica.
Hangar 18
Maiden.
For me. No. Hangar 18 is still. Oh, that was so fucking fun.
I love Hangar 18. It was a fun song.
Definitely my favorite song we played.
My favorite was shockingly Paranoid. How we had to butcher that song constantly to make it fit in a 2-minute time slot for Chautauqua's Got Talent. It was a nightmare to do. What are the best parts of the song of Paranoid? I don't know, because the whole song sounds the goddamn same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially on drums.
Dude.
When it came to... So I've only played one cover in my whole life, live, in front of people. And I will tell you... It was the funniest experience of my whole life. It was some Black Sabbath song, and needless to say, we stopped halfway and redid the song live in front of 400, 500 people.
Wow. Fucking the first time bad. Me and to give a little insight into the history here of how long Insanity Incarnate has kind of been a thing. Basically, when Will and I were freshmen in college, we were in a pseudo version of Insanity Incarnate. The name was there. It was called Insanity Incarnate. Yeah, exactly.
The eyes were lowercase and everything else was capitalized.
Yep.
We actually had a similar situation like that because at the time we didn't have Lewis for drums, and we were working with other people just because we had a program at our college called Rock Ensemble, and essentially the idea is everybody would come together and make little bands, and then kind of in the same way a symphonic band would be, they have one show night out of the year. Rock Ensemble has that same thing every semester. There's one in the spring, one in the winter, and so we had our original, quote unquote lineup, and basically
that
we
fell
went
apart.
and yeah, it fell apart really badly.
The first wave.
Well, so basically, me and Will had our shit basically down, and ironically, I was playing guitar during this time too. So we told
with
our
a
drummer at the
beautiful
time,
cherry
we were like,
red SG.
it's
It's
the right
beautiful.
machine, bro.
It's beautiful.
So we told our drummer, we were like, hey man, like we're gonna, because we were doing Symphony of Destruction, right?
Oh god.
And so
There it is, man.
So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he starts playing the intro to "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
So we look at him, just spin around real quick while we're in the middle of the show. We spin around real quick, like, what the fuck do we do? And just fucking roll with it, bro.
I wasn't in the band yet. I'm watching these guys struggle on stage.
Figure it out.
Yes, I'm sure it was hilarious from your point of view.
Oh my god, you don't even believe when you two stopped. Jeremy was in the band still, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
He was unfortunately not so inclined into music. He just kept going. And I know I watched Rob and Will just stop and look over at the drummer at the time. And he's just going. They said, screw it, let's just go. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Hey, don't let people know you're fucking up.
What's that?
Don't stop halfway and redo.
Yeah, keep in mind, we practiced this set for months on end, the same way every time. And I turned around after whatever the fuck song we were playing, and
do we want to play the right song this time?
Yeah, our drummer said, "What are we playing next?" I looked at him and said, "Symphony of Destruction," and then he goes, "Okay." Da 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 da. I'm like, what? No. Da 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 da.
But yeah, because of that, so that whole situation too is actually kind of how the band formed, was because of the fact that Lewis was in another band at the time.
I'll give you a little insight real quick. Okay, hold on. I was in many bands here. I was in like Yershka for Kiss the Cook. Come on now. Oedipus and the Mama's Boys. We're all in this. Now, I'll give you a little bit of history. I'm a little older than these fellas besides our lead guitarist.
Yep.
So
Oedipus
I
and
came
the Mama's Boys might be my favorite band name.
Yes, it was the best band name, and we followed it up with, if you understand the reference, we're sorry. Now, how this all started, I was a musician way younger. I started, I want to say, on guitar a year before I started drums, and it's been 12 years since. I still play all the instruments. These guys also forced me to be the drummer. Don't let them tell them I do it by choice.
Forced.
But that's the thing. 12 years
still
of drums.
Salty about it.
Oh, damn right, I'm still salty about it. None of my guitar tracks are on the album yet.
Not yet.
So after all that happened, I actually took drums from like a polka teacher on drums. Shockingly, a metal guy. But I tell you something, you learn polka as your first thing. No, that's not groove. That's blast beats. That's hammer blasts. They don't care. White people will get jiggy with that accordion and that double blast, hammer blast. Don't tell them otherwise. But so throughout the years, I've always been in these bands. I've always been practicing harder and harder stuff. I started with System of a Down and old polka songs that you'd hear at like a gathering. After that, I eventually just developed my skills into harder, much more complicated drums, and I finally went to college for it. That was the thing that I wanted to do. I was like, all right, where's the best way to throw $3,000 away in one semester?
Yeah, right.
Music college, simple. Let's do that. So I actually auditioned for Berkeley originally.
Yep, I attempted.
I would have been in there if I took prerequisites. I didn't know what the hell that was. I was straight out of high school. And these jazz teachers, they're trying to tell me stuff, but I'm showing them all these weird polyrhythms that I've heard from old metal songs. I go bum 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 beep bum 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 beep. It's like, oh my god, that's weird as hell. And that's jazz, an excuse to play wrong notes. I'll start an argument. So eventually I get to college at JCC, and I find my first band, which that flopped. I was there with a good friend I had since middle school, some random chick, and a lead singer that, every lead singer that's in a punk band sounds like they're about to cry perpetually. I don't know why. Yep. But what happened was the guitarist ended up sleeping with his girlfriend, his lead singer's girlfriend. And he went on a psychotic rage and tried to burn down the college. Didn't work because, didn't get further past the garbage can he set on fire in the bathroom. Didn't work. But he disappeared. And this is the day of the concert. We're all freaking out. We don't know what's going on. This is my first experience on stage about to play for people. And we play instrumentals. We played instrumentals the whole time. The whole time my heart's racing, but I'm like, guys, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We played music before. It wasn't a complete shit show, but it was still a heart attack in a can. After that, they seen how well I did under pressure and how well how tight my drums were. I ended up getting picked up by 3 bands the next semester, and I did 3 bands up until Insanity Incarnate, which they played that train wreck of a show with Dylan. Oh, it was a train wreck. But I played this one. I'm actually quite proud of. I've never sang on stage except for Jim Beal until they flopped that one show, and I played Coheed and Cambria in C standard with scream vocals.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
Sweet.
I remember that. It was great.
I was proud of that one.
It can't be better than your guys' version of Buried Alive.
Please, I will kill you. I will kill you with my bare hands.
Oh, shit.
They ruined Buried Alive. Okay, so we had a shit show before I got into Insanity Incarnate for real. And it was a nightmare. Okay, they put us together with my original band. Yeah, they put me with the original band, which what they say, wubba lubba dub dub. Problem was, we were hooked up with 3 female singers. I am fine with female singers. Some of the best vocalists you can hear in some of our early stuff with not Insanity, but with working with all these people. A lot of it's female vocals. Like we did Kathleen by I don't know, Smelly Foot punk song. I don't know what the band's name was. But we did that song. Yes. I assume. But it was a fun time. And I went through all of this, and then 2 of the ladies did not want to work. And we tried getting them kicked out, but every time Bill was like, no, there's no way for them to go. But as soon as they were like, we want to leave this band, they were gone, except for one that left a stain on one of my favorite bands growing up. Till this day, I can't listen to it without crying. Because we ruined it. While we're playing, she said, and I quote, "I can sing any song." Now, anybody who says that, you call them on their bullshit. So we're doing Buried Alive, and there was this. She didn't understand cues. So just imagine all the parts that you would be sitting there silence. I don't know, doing what Matt Shadow does, playing with his little beard hair, his bald head.
Interact with your fans.
Instead, she's staring at her phone.
Oh,
like all you needed to do. Yeah, all you needed to do.
Looking at the lyrics.
Was put a music stand up, put a couple blank pieces of paper, and then put your phone on that. No one will ever notice. No, in college, no one would notice.
Oh,
they'd be like, "Oh, that must be some sheet music. Maybe they're learning." No, we
stood
weren't.
There with the phone in the hand the whole time, just staring at it, trying to sing along.
Was that on stage?
That was on stage. Yes. It was on stage.
And me and Rob made fun of you for that,
dude. Yeah. I didn't even know. Me and Nick over here. Nick's my go-to guitarist. He's been in every band in college up until Insanity Incarnate. Then I was like, I'm not staying in this band until he comes in.
Mm-hmm. He did first. He said, "I'm either leaving or you're bringing Nick in." That's the decision that we were made.
Yeah, but that's a story for a different time. For a little bit later down the road here. So Keely ruined this. Oh, I name dropped. She absolutely ruined this song. And the problem is when you add cues into a song, it's a build up with the instruments. The instruments are singing now. It's time for the singer to shut up. Sorry, Rob, but
that's what I do.
All of a sudden, we're into the part where it's the bop 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 bop. Right before the take it down now, blah 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 blah. Yeah, right before that part, she comes in instantly. No, she had her phone out the whole time. She comes in instantly and ruins the solo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me and the guitarist are like, and the bass player at the time, I actually had Matt as the bass player. Max, not Matt, Max.
Wasn't it Nick?
No, Nick was the guitarist.
No, it was Kuhn.
No, Nick Kuhn.
Was it Kuhn in that one?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it would have been.
All right, then it was last year I had Max, or the band before that. I don't know, one of those bands. But all of a sudden,
drop the guitar on the ground.
I was playing drums, and I just wanted to just throw something at her. It took everything in my body not to be like, here's the fucking bass drum.
Messed everything up.
Oh, she
the only
ruined
thing
it.
stopping him was he couldn't replace that bass drum.
Yeah, I'm poor. I've had the same drums for 12 years. Don't stop me now.
Oh yeah.
But after that was when I was like, hey, these sections that I'm looking for in this band, that sounded not too bad, but the drummer can go away, which was for Insanity Incarnate at the time. So I ended up complimenting, because Will sang at the time. Will was singing For Whom the Bell Tolls, and I was like, oh, you sound pretty decent. Rob, of course, being like, look at this little fucker. Talking to the wrong person. But so they invited me to Insanity Incarnate, which was very nice. At the time, we were doing Paranoid, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and we were doing a couple of bullshit songs like, what was it? Hangar 18. I got the playlist somewhere. Ride the Lightning. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
We did the Trooper.
I remember watching Hangar 18,
Oh, the Trooper. Yeah, I mean, hey, for a bunch of peppy little spit fucks, it really wasn't that bad.
What did we
Yeah, it
open
was pretty
with?
good.
Can't remember what we opened with that set.
We always-
I think.
NIB. Oh my god, we always open with NIB. I will play NIB till this day, though. I actually love that.
Yeah, NIB's fun to play.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you guys still play covers? Like,
Fuck
at
no.
shows? Or just
Okay,
originals?
if it's going to be a cover, it's going to be in our style, but we haven't done a cover since.
Right, because I saw the new album. I'm like, I wonder, because I haven't seen you guys live yet. But I remember you guys playing at Stamps and stuff, and I was like, damn. I wonder what they're up to.
Getting
Repairing our
drunk in our
eardrums.
underwear.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, really for us as far as playing shows, it's like, unfortunately, we've been just kind of playing in the same spots. We've been trying to branch out, though.
Yeah, but we also
Right.
had a few things kind of happen in between those. Like, I actually got a few of the posters up that we didn't play. Actually, June 22nd was one of them, and my dad got into an accident. Dad's 70 years old. He got into an accident, so I had to cancel that one because it's like, man, this guy can't even lift himself out of bed, let alone wipe his own ass. So come on now.
Yeah.
Right. Now, would you guys consider like weekend touring in the future?
Oh, dude.
Obviously not.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Oh, oh, no. We are, all right, to put it best, we are the level of fucked to where we don't care how much effort we put into this. Not in like a bad way. More so, we don't care how much we're putting into it because of the fact that we've got nothing fucking better to do.
Right. Now, what are you guys
Like-
up to now? Did you guys all graduate college?
I did not.
I did not. Graduated.
Oh, shit, you guys didn't either?
No.
The more you learn every day.
Damn.
So yeah, really honestly, we've got nothing better to do than really like put our all into this first off. But hell yeah, no, we would love to, weekend tour, even, eventually down the road, regional tours, full US tours, whatever. We don't care. We want to do it all, man. Like we are in this for everything. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, the problem
Right.
is no one told me that I didn't have to take piano, even though it was mandatory. I could take guitar for it, but I'm not paying the $3,000 again to go back. I don't know.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck, $3,000.
literally
If I didn't get to learn for $3,000, I would ask for a refund.
Oh, dude,
I literally
I
have
should
one
ask for a
class.
refund.
I'm
I have
physically
one-
incapable.
I have one class to finish off my degree, and I still haven't finished that class.
Same.
Call it a day, boys. We'll just make more metal and make Neil Flory happy.
Nothing makes
Now-
Neil Flory happy except Neil.
You
Now,
Sure.
here's a good question for you.
What's up?
Political bands or non-political bands?
I say keep politics out of music, but keep politics in
It's-
music, but
it's a
keep the
personal
politics out
preference.
of the person.
Right. Like, do
Yeah.
you
Well, I mean,
separate
like-
the music from the message? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know Will doesn't.
I mean, I'll take it from my point of view, I guess. For me, it's like bands that do it right, like bands like System of a Down. We'll use System of a Down. They're talking about political messages, but their music's fucking good. You have a problem where you can get so caught up in your own, political agenda or whatever. It's the same thing that I had a problem with, like, Christian metal and shit like that. Like,
right.
It's not you're not any person to be preaching to fucking 14-year-olds about how they should be living their life. First off, let's be real. We are all a bunch of fuck ups. Like, anyone in the heavy metal industry is a fuck up and a half. But, like,
as I lay dying. Sorry, guys, I'm sneezing.
But like, for real, none of us have any qualifications to be telling people how they should feel about, whether there's mythical beings in the sky, how we should feel about, presidents and Congress people and whatever. It's not our fucking jobs. Our jobs are to go out and give people a show that they come out and they forget all that dumb shit anyways. And I don't have a problem with bands that have a political message because of the fact that, I'll use System of a Down as an example. They're talking about things that are legit problems that aren't just saying, for instance, along the lines of like, oh, government bad, or disrespect authority type shit. Like, nah, like, at least with them, it's trying to paint pictures and trying to get you thinking. For us, it's more so we're trying to tell stories and we're trying to, convey messages to people and be like, hey, shit sucks, but guess what? You could be doing something else, i.e. not being at a cool ass, fun ass show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
My big thing about politics and music really stems, like, go ahead, put it in your songs, but if you're really kind of spouting that out in your outside world, you're very impressionable to these children. You should not be able to do
exactly.
That is, it's messed up. They should be able to read their own sources, be able to cite their own sources, and tell you an educated opinion on what's going on. But the education system has failed us on that, unfortunately. Well, but that's the thing. I get political, I'm going to back off. Simple.
Yeah. Well, and like the best example I have is like, I always think back to my young little scene kid days of like the Warped Tour bands and all that shit. And, you just see bands on stage. Well, you just see people go, the quote unquote inspire core of, you guys are bigger and better than anything you've ever done. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not on any platform. You're not, you're no better than me. You wipe your ass with your hands too. Like, bullshit. Yeah, you can inspire people and be like, hey man, if this is a life you really want to do, fucking go all in on it. Have fun. That's what it is. Like, people take this shit way too seriously, first off. And it's like, whether it is the political messages, whether it's people just trying to be the quote unquote voice of a generation, whatever. Like, being in a metal band especially is not the place to do that.
No.
Right. And I feel like a lot of people get that confused. Like, anytime they say, or they talk about metal bands, they're like, oh, they're trying to bitch about something that's wrong with the world. And that's why that's why I asked thrash bands that on purpose, because that's like the main message. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, I've gotten mixed reviews about that. I've had people say, yeah, like that's supposed to be what thrash is about, and then I've had people say like, to all the people that fucking do that, fuck them. Like, totally anti like politics.
I thought thrash was just about, going fast and trying to see how fast you can chug that bitch. Yes, eat ass. Go fast.
Right.
Smoke grass.
That too.
Well, and I mean too, it's just it's better to separate that, because again, people live, like, let's be honest, no one lives the perfect life. Everyone has a shit day at work. Everyone, we all wake up one day and just go, man, fuck today. Why do you want to go to a show where you're reminded of all the things that piss you off? I want people to come to my show and be like, yeah, I'm going to play heavy as fuck music that's going to make you possibly want to, decapitate each other.
Example.
But, at the end of it, you all are going to be sitting at the bar fucking getting wasted together because we've made memories. We've all had fun. Like, that's the point, man.
Yeah, like, I wrote a song called Black Pot of Murder.
Yeah, I love that song.
One of my favorite songs. It's basic. It's exactly what I looked for in music. I mean, I love the what was that? Melodic metal. That's technically melodic metal.
Right.
That's some of my favorite genres. I even own the Epiphone Thunder Horse. It's my favorite. And I've always liked how Death Clock did their stuff, where it's just, here's a song. These are words that kind of match what you're looking at here. Oh, Black Pot of Murder. That's literally pop, 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 pop. Literally. Basic.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite song on the album for sure.
Because I love the obscurity of that, but I also like to relate to people a little bit. Like, I have we have a song I have a song that's in the recording going through. Probably one of my masterpieces until the next one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But this one right here was actually as aggressive as it is a love song. I've never written a love song. I've never tapped into my emotions for music. I've never really been to that kind of realm. I'm more of I like music. I like how it sounds. I like how it hits the ear right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, slapping 7th level jazz, even though I can't do that. It's impossible.
Fuck yeah. So my last kind of question to you guys would be like, how has the element of taking your time on the latest album been like essential to like making?
Oh my god!
Oh that my album fucking god! Good.
Okay, so some background kind of into like if we're gonna talk about timings and shit. For us, like personally, the main reason too we've spent a lot of time with this new album that we're working on is because we felt a lot of like, you know, whether people listening to it feel this way, for us, like the EP to us felt like not so much rushed, but it felt like we could have done more.
It's a college album.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it was music that we had all written, you know, years before, and it was just kind of the conglomeration of it, and really just a good place to, like, anchor us down and say, yeah, this is where we started. This is our, you know, this is our beginning. Kind of like, you know, you're reading the Bible, and you start in Genesis, and you're like, all right, cool, and then all of a sudden you get to the part where, you know, fucking the snakes are talking and shit like that. Like, the snakes are going to be talking here in just a second. We just have to build that story. And for us to have like all this time now, especially because of good old the Rona,
the Rona,
like me personally, like I said, you know, I sit and do all our demos and shit like that. Like I've been spending a lot of time, you know, writing synth parts and really, and other too, like other guitar parts that just kind of add to the overall sound. And it broadens things out, and it makes it feel obviously more complete. But like, you know, when I look back at the original writings of some of the songs, like the original like versions that I had compared to now, I'm just like, you know, they've evolved in such a natural and good way that I can't imagine them being any other way now. And that's kind of how we've been looking into our writing is, let's just, you know, we know when it's done. We will say when it's done. You know, at the end of the day, the 5 of us have the final say on whether something is done or not. And for us, you know, it really comes down to, you know, it might be one little triangle hit we need sometimes that just does it or some shit like that.
That wasn't even a triangle hit though. That was a bell ride, and I know exactly which part you're talking about.
We all know which part you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I'm not just that specifically, but like when it just comes to like the production on an album for us, like moving forward, we've kind of changed our views, and we want to make it the absolute best possible thing, but not to a point where it's so overproduced to where everybody's like, you know, you guys spent way too much time on this shit and you didn't have to.
Right. Yeah,
compared
I feel
to our
like
last album.
There's 2 different ways you can go about it. You can either be nitpicky and take 5 years to do a record, or just get it over
Jesus.
with.
We're not Tool.
Make it sound good. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
But
the only reason it's taking so fucking long is because we can't do anything.
Yeah, thanks, Rona.
Yeah, the
shout
major
out
problem.
To him.
Oh yeah, Rona, my Rona.
Though?
Yes, it is a him.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
But go ahead.
Oh, okay. So actually, I do got to mention this. We never mentioned this. I don't know why no one ever speaks of it. We were actually, the week that we recorded all the rhythm guitar parts, we were in between guitarists.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes.
We
had
so
Nick.
What did you end up doing?
We ended up finding a big-nosed, beautiful goddess, or god. I want to say he's a female, but he won't listen to that. But he's my sweetheart. I love him very much. It's Dante, our rhythm guitarist. We stole him straight out of a band that was just trying to get its bearings after college, but never really sat down to do it. No, we didn't fuck them. They fucked themselves by having a terrible lead singer that was very like overconfident in himself.
And to be fair, Dante was trying to do both things at the same time, and then they just sort of fell apart. And he's like, "Yeah, no, well, I'm going to stick with the better band."
Well, then we stole him completely. He was ours after that album was done, and you know, all of a sudden, Overlord's got 800 views on it. which I'm glad it's not gaining any more traction. I would like to get that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, is there anything that you guys want to like promote other than the new album?
I mean,
do you have merch? Anything
yeah, we got
very
merch.
sad.
Why are you very sad?
Yeah, no, I mean, really, besides like the album, like really all we can, and it sucks because like we don't have a single off this album yet because the fact that we were in the process of finishing up a few things for it, and then all this shit started and we had to kind of, you know, take a break from it and everything. So it's really been kind of fucking pissing us off. But also like, besides that, you know, really just kind of keep an eye out because the fact that, you know, for us specifically, you know, after we've been talking so much, you know, good ass heat about it, you definitely are going to want to listen to it. It's going to be fuego as shit. You know, if you like dirty, rotten,
That's
heavy
the name
shit.
of this podcast.
If you want some dirty, rotten, heavy shit, it's on this album. If you want, you know, a 6'2" fucking string bean singing right in your eardrums, you got that. If you want the in-between of like some, you know, just grungy thrash fucking, you know, black metal shit, it's on there. And that's the thing. We've been trying to sell it the best we can by just saying we don't know what the fuck it is, but it's a thing and everyone's going to like it and we know it.
Yeah,
I don't like to anything that I write in the future. I'm like, I don't have a genre. Like I'm just doing what I.
That's basically what we do now. We all have our own different styles and shit of writing, and we just all put it together, and that's how it works. Is because we have our own styles, but they all come together, and there's a little bit of something for everyone that listens to us. If you like thrash, it's there. If you like progressive, it's there. If you like fucking death metal, it's there. It's all there, bro. Even some black metal.
Cold.
Yeah, like how I feel a lot about this is like, just when it comes to just kind of chilling out, doing the album, relaxing, and just hanging out, genres should not be a very important thing. Like you shouldn't be trapped in a box where you can't go out without losing half of your fan base. You should be able to, you know, spread your wings a little bit more. And I feel that Insanity Incarnate does a pretty good job saying, hey, you like listening to stuff? Well, have some of this honeysuckle into your ears. It's going to make it great.
Fuck yeah.
Well, and like what I've said too is like, you know, there may be someone who doesn't fuck with us fully. They might say, oh, you know, I dig this one song, but, you know, I don't like some of these. But hey, you at least like some of them, and it means that you might come give it a chance. You might say, you know, I listened to it, and, you know, maybe now that I'm listening to it again, I see what they were doing here, and I dig it.
Right.
Unless they like Overlords, then we don't associate with those people.
Yeah, we tell them to leave.
Fuck yeah. All right, boys. Is there anything else that you want to say?
One more thing. Look out in the future. Rob and I should be having our own kind of stuff going on as well. We won't disclose the names quite yet.
Shit.
But it's going to be a single project from me and a single project from Rob, and we're going to come together and do an old featuring thing. So in the next couple of years, that should be something. I've been a huge fan of math rock and gent, so I like to slap those together.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Shout out to Andrew McCoy and Unplugged Productions. Whew, they're the guys who do all their shit, and yeah, that's about it.
And
really for us, if anyone wants to give us a show outside of, you know, the Buffalo area, we'd fucking dig the shit out of it.
Yes.
Right.
as long
Where
as
do
you
you
have
want to
chicken
play?
tenders.
Everywhere.
Cleveland?
Oh,
like
anywhere
give me
that's
some spots.
Oh shit, man, we'd love to fucking play anywhere that's not just in the same spot every time.
Yeah, in my opinion, anywhere that has not just a bar but maybe a restaurant, that'd be nice. I like food. I really
Dude,
do.
We played at Basement Transitions, and that was fun.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we're looking into some Rochester venues as well. So,
Casa? What's the lasagna? What's the? Is it? Yo, Casa di Francesca's. It's in Buffalo. Go play there.
Oh,
all right.
Is it like a Mexican restaurant?
No, it's Italian, dude. They have lasagna and stuff. I
Dude,
played there. The sound is
fucking
really
legit.
good.
Lasagna.
But,
You got me over with just the food. I'll play drums anywhere they offer food.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send you a link to the place. You gotta
just
play a
give
show
Lewis a pie. He'll be like, "Yo, what do you want here?"
Fuck yeah.
Don't ever give me a cake. That'd be the end of your life.
Yes, pie only.
Pie. All right, boys, I'm gonna go. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right,
you
man.
enjoy.
I'll have this up in like a few days on Spotify.
Okay,
No
cool. Yeah, right on.
All right,
Yep.
nope.
See you guys.
See ya.
Right on, man. Have a good